Good afternoon, everybody. It's 1 o'clock. I'm going to start our meeting off, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending our 10th, is it 10th? I think this is our 10th, possibly our 11th town hall today, June 22nd. Hope everybody had a enjoyable weekend, and for all the dads on the phone, happy Father's Day. I know I was spoiled, so that was kind of enjoyable. For today's town hall, we are going to be joined by Diana Durham from our own Arcwood HR, as well as I'm happy to tell you that we are being joined by Laura Magnuson from Cigna. And really today's focus is just kind of coming off of a couple conversations that Diana and I have had over the last couple of days. Really just kind of focusing on our conversations with clients, business owners, and really just things that we're learning that is kind of coming to light or kind of employers are grappling with. One of those things, one of the commonalities, is that there's certainly been some type of realization on the COVID impact on us just as individuals, just because with the people I'm talking to, it seems like the kind of the circle or the bubble that was around us seems to be shrinking. In other words, we're getting a little bit closer and closer to individuals that we personally know who are actually having positive test results. And then second, we're certainly hearing it from employers in their conversations with their employees, really just kind of a general anxiety around the virus itself and just kind of our environment. And I'm sure that that's part of it is just going to be, from our immediate attention. This is just a quick snapshot of the reports and the bullet points that were coming out of Arizona Central last week. And, we're also certainly from an Arizona perspective on the national stage, but there's a lot of information that is being distributed to the media. Not a lot of it is good news. We all know Arizona is a hot spot. Even looking on the COVID tracking project, we are a close second behind Texas for positive testings as well as hospitalizations. So in our conversations, we decided that today's focus is really going to be about preparing employees for returning to work mentally and emotionally versus really just preparing the business itself, which has been a number of topics prior to today. So what we're going to start off with is Laura. She will give a little bit of a heads up on who she is. I can tell you that she's the Behavioral Clinical Account Manager over at Cigna. She is going to share some resources and some information that she has just kind of on the current environment, just on individuals' overall, behavioral health, the challenges that we're seeing in workplaces, but then also, more importantly, resources that are available to everybody. And I know she's coming from Cigna, but she is sharing resources that are not Cigna specific. They are going to be available to everybody in the public. And then as we kind of finish up and recognize the impact in our own community, then we can certainly better recognize how to assist ourselves and our employees. And so Diana is going to be following with just a quick focus on leading our teams, employees, just throughout this current environment. Matt is on the call, but we did not get a lot of information or as much information that we had anticipated regarding the CARES Act. I think there was one article that came out in the Wall Street Journal about how there was some bipartisan pressure, and so they are setting up a process to release information about individuals who had a loan of $150,000 or more. I think it's kind of more of a gut check on making sure that the people who are receiving the PPP were appropriate, possibly. But we don't have a spot for them in the call today. We figured we were just going to push those details into a future meeting. But certainly if anybody has any questions or anything, use our email addresses we've had in the past, info@arcwood.com, ARCWOOD.com. I find that that's a good way to distribute the information, or at least to receive the questions, because I can receive them during the week versus just when we're actually on the phone call. And finally, just for a quick disclosure, as you all know, Arcwood Financial LLC, Arcwood Benefits Consulting, and Arcwood HR, we are independent companies and we do not offer legal or tax advice. Our goal throughout these town halls is to provide you information for you so that you have assistance in making some decisions for your company and for your employees. We, as you have seen, we bring in the attorneys for the legal advice and the CPAs for the tax advice. We leave that information up to those professionals.